welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different than my usual vlogging and food. This video is more for moms, new moms, and pregnant women. It is basically how to grieve while I was pregnant. So long story short is Joshua and we were trying for a good amount of time to have a baby. And in October of basically 2 years, this month 2 years ago, we found out that we were pregnant with Jada. And it was the best news that we ever received in our entire lives. I was only 6.5 weeks when I had found out that I was pregnant with Jada. So my plan was to wait the 12 weeks to announce it to the rest of my family and my friends. About a week and a few days after I had found out, I actually ended up losing my dad. And so it's kind of hard to talk about because I never talked about it, but it was really hard to deal with it. But when I tried to see other people cause I don't know, for those who have not been pregnant yet, being pregnant, you have so many emotions. Not only was I trying for so long to have a baby, but I was also just trying to have the healthiest pregnancy to make sure that Jada came out a healthy and happy baby. And so all I read was make sure that you're calm when you're pregnant, make sure that you're happy when you're pregnant, because you want your baby feels all these emotions, everything. But on my 7th week, I had lost my daddy, and difficult time for us. And I ended up having to plan a funeral and deal with all that while trying to just enjoy having a baby. It was just hard. I didn't really know how to. I've grieved before, but I've never had to grieve a parent. I've never had to grieve while being pregnant, and it was a lot for me. So I kind of wanted to first, I kind of wanted to discuss this because I also wanted to talk about my daddy. He was only in his mid-50s when he passed away of a heart attack. I had not seen him for several months because of COVID, so I didn't really get to say goodbye or anything. And that was already hard for me alone. It's just I had a lot of regret, and I had a lot of emotions of not being able to have my closure with him. And now that Jada's here, it's a little different, because now when I think of him, I think of how much he would have enjoyed being a grandpa to her, because my daddy only had me and Faith. So he was spoiled. I was carried till I was 10. He was the most affectionate father anyone could have asked for. Anyways, I just know that he would have been so happy being grandpa to Jada. This week is basically his second death anniversary. I wouldn't be who I am today without him. And everything that I had to go through around his death made me also a stronger woman. I also wanted to talk about how I got through this grieving process while being pregnant. And I pray that no one ever has to go through it, because it was a really dark time in my life. But also I had to stay calm for the sake of Jada. I didn't want to stress, but I did have to plan the funeral and do all that while being pregnant. So the first things first is try to get it done. Try to get everything done with the funeral arrangements and everything as soon as you can. Unfortunately, due to some financial issues, we couldn't bury my father as fast as I wanted to. So there was that was prolonged. And I hated that part, because I felt I couldn't have my full closure until he was buried properly. So I didn't get to bury him until a month before Jada was born. So I would highly suggest to get that done. Thankfully, I've been blessed with an amazing family. My aunties and uncles, my cousins, my sister. I didn't really tell many friends that I had lost my daddy because I just didn't really want to talk about it. And like, you know, you can't really like how do you even bring it up? Like, oh, by the way, like I just didn't want to talk about it. I hated receiving, like, I mean, I was grateful, but I also hated receiving like text, like my condolences, because it's like, no one can tell someone how to grieve. No one can tell someone how to handle the situation. And there is absolutely no words that can make someone feel better about it. So I didn't want to talk about it. So a lot of people didn't know. And I just didn't want to tell anyone. And so, but with the people that knew and the family, I had a lot of emotional support. I just talked to them, and I would suggest to talk to people, because if you keep everything bottled up inside, it just doesn't help at all. And third, I think I would say is to pray. I mean, in my prayers, I would also talk to my daddy. And so I would just ask him to come in my dreams, or to give me signs, or just to help me through this. And that really helped a lot. It's just prayer. And there were times where, I'm not going to lie, to someone that I've lost, like my great grandma, they don't always talk in my dreams, but they look at me, and when I see them in my dreams, I know what they mean. I know what their message is to me. So I had a few of those, and that helped me through, because it was like I still saw him. And then I was diagnosed with anxiety in my pregnancy, because I would just ask the doctor so many questions. I did everything by the book. I'm the healthiest pregnant woman. I was the healthiest pregnant woman that you will know. I ate everything right. I walked a mile for a day till literally the day that my water broke. I ate everything like pretty freaking healthy. Like I was like, I know you're not supposed to, but I was on a diet during my pregnancy because I didn't want to gain too much weight and have preeclampsia. But I was the healthiest pregnant woman ever. And because I just wanted to make sure that everything that I've prayed for came out healthy. And so I had a lot of anxiety with it. But one thing I kept thinking was, you know, my daddy would never let this happen to me. Like he's like our guardian angel, looking down on me and Jada, and making sure that everything is okay. I felt like he was watching over Jada. And so that helped me a lot. That helped me get sleep at night too. So let's say for family and friends that want to support someone who is pregnant and grieving, just don't mess with number one, don't mess with a pregnant woman. Number two, don't mess with someone who is grieving. Let them grieve and let them process everything. I've had to deal with a lot of drama during my pregnancy that I am not happy, that I probably will never forget. You don't want to stress out a woman when they're pregnant. You have no idea what they're going through, and you have no idea what it is like losing a father, unless as a pregnant woman. I did want to make the video as a tribute to my daddy, who I miss and I love every single day. For the pregnant women out there, you will get through this, and just pray all the time. It really helps. You will have a healthy pregnancy. And then for those that are grieving the loss of a parent, the only thing I can say is time. Just let time. There will be a time where you can finally look at a photo and smile, and instead of just cry. And literally, if you look on YouTube and try to find a video, or even Google things about this, there isn't many topics of how to grieve when you are pregnant. And I think it was really important for me to kind of help others go through it. And it's not always sunshine and rainbows. And so I wanted to take things, get a little personal, and hopefully this video helps other women out there who understand or have been through what I've been through. But yeah, thank you, and I'll see you guys at my next vlog.